Hi, I just wanted to express, something for Socius, which I read with the Angels and Saints cards, and it's about how Saint Dymphna, Dymphna, was a saint, and she was propositioned by her father. He made advances to her, and when she rejected him, he basically murdered her and Gerebenus, Gerebenus, both of them for rejecting his advances and murdered them. And this is to be true. Even saying oracle cards and emotions. And I was doing the cards, and basically I called this one out for Satan. And as I found, God was steady progress. Jesus was found at Mother Mary's Be Brave. I got leader, look deeper, wise decision, emotions. But this is if you can read what I'm saying here, this is emotions, page 29. And on the back, what I would like to say is my uncle Neil Myers, who was the International President of Christian Outreach Center at the time when I was awakened in April 97, and I do believe in my heart and honest what I've been going through and emotionally damaged. Seriously, they wouldn't let me have the dream of Jesus because he was a dream, they said, but it was real to me, and I'll never forget it. And I go through every day. Like today, I just won $1,000 saying, could have married Jesus, and I needed, like I said, compensation for emotional damages and something to show me. But it was on the train one, because Holy Coaster, Roller Coaster Discovery, Guided by the Lights, one of my songs, and the Holy Coaster, and I've had visions of roller coasters before. And so I won $1,000 today on $50, and like my Social's birthday last year, I said, God's got a present for me, God's got a present for me on my April 5th anniversary for Social's Save Our Souls Incest Survivors. And basically, I won a major, which is like $600, that's just a good sign, like it not means dollars, I don't need means, and, work, payment can suck, but, retirement is good if I make it, so I'm trying to be honest and earn my way back, but, Adelaide and Sandra, I love you so much. My family tree, I love you. Mum, I love you. Dad, I forgive you. But, when he threatened to murder me when my brother walked in, who's a police officer today, and I can't even go around and have dinner at my brother's Christmas party. My brother lets my dad babysit his own daughter and live in the house with him. And he was never baptized or healed, but he did admit to my uncle's church what he did. And basically, when I was talking to my uncle years ago, Auntie Nancy and Uncle Neil, when told I didn't want to go on a fishing trip with my boyfriend, Colin, my fiance at the time, which his mother went to the Christian Outreach Center church as well, because she said, I'm sick of my son shacking up these strippers. I said, look, I'm not just a stripper, my uncle's a minister. She said, well, who? I said, Neil Myers. She goes, oh my God, that's my church, that's my minister. And it's like, and seriously, basically anyway, what I want to say is, that Neil, when I went home and I'm walking down the aisle with Colin, not like marriage, but just like shaking and trembling at 23, after Playboy. And actually, I put the needle down for years, and I didn't even touch the needle when I was pregnant, that late, or with Abigail Joe, even if they're the goddamn devil band, the most gorgeous devils. Anyway, yeah, I put it down myself, and when they took Adelaide from me, I said, "Have you touched the needle again? Have you tried to?" No, I didn't have a thought. And then they took Adelaide, the pain and everything, it just meant I sinned, and so if I worked for God, I had everything I wanted more. Well, I didn't want to be a junkie whore, and I really miss the Holy Spirit and being holy and good, and demons have won because they've destroyed me and broke me and hurt me, but I'll have to explain a lot of things later, but just talking about incest, it's like, ridiculous that Adam and Eve started the world, but they wouldn't have been raping kids and all that stuff and fornicating with children. They would have been, when they got hair in the period, there's a sign of blood, and they go and mate and make the world. That's basically, we need more information, God. And it's a shame that he's awakening people, the crowd's down there fornicating with Moses, and he's got a burning tree, and he's talking to one man, Moses, and instead of the whole congregation, revealing himself to everybody and stopping them while they're raping children and having kitty and golden cow offerings and dancing while Moses is up there walking by himself and his hair goes white and he sees a burning bush. Well, my God, good man, but it was a dream, but it was real to me, and I've expressed that every year, and people think I'm crazy, and I've done some crazy stuff, Imagine being called to ministry and you're unchosen, and basically you knew what's going on. It's hard to explain. It sounds crazy, and people don't believe, they don't know, they weren't there, they're atheists, they were hurt, they were brought up this way, they were brought up this religion or that religion, and basically he's upset with religion. That's what he told me. It's not about religion, it's your personal relationship with God today, and only through Jesus can you get there. And basically, what I'm saying is that I'm not against religion, but some religions have hurt people, and there is good and bad, and like schools, cops, teachers, priests, church, petrol station, police, ambulance, doctors, judges, social service workers. They're the first ones that, basically what do they say, how they're protecting all the children. We'll go on another story there, but I haven't finished with this yet, and you can give me a lobotomy if you want, but I'll come back. But you won't touch me with a body, thank God, for the 20th century. I'm so glad I'm born this year. But basically, Uncle Neil, when I told him about what happened about my awakening, John Benet Ramsey, because, my uncle's church told us that it was Colin Campbell at the time from New Zealand was preaching on the Gold Coast Christian Outreach Centre. Uncle Neil was always the head of Brisbane. And I was Neil's niece, and my grandmother was always worshipped and looked after, and I'd go to church every day since 6, so I thank my grandmother for that, because Mum was tarot Ouija and stuff like that, and they're not sure. But anyway, my grandmother did mention something about Jesus, but she didn't go to church or anything. But anyway, she was a real lady, and didn't speak to her about it. She didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know what was going on when it happened to Adelaide, and I didn't express myself to tell anyone what was going on, and basically I did later on in life. But basically what I'm saying, thank God for me, thank God for you, Whit, and thank God for my children and my family tree, and God and Jesus, and to thank God for my nan taking me to church, and my uncle. But I do know he's a good minister. My dad went to him. But basically when I was there this time at 23, walking down the aisle, he goes, "There's my niece," and I turned up at 23, and Colin took me there, and in Mecca Road, Brisbane. And like they opened 400 churches around the world, and when I threatened to sue my uncle for emotional damages, all of a sudden he shuts down all the Christian Outreach centres, and he opens up one small church now, like the power of one church, a million churches around the world. Like Colorado, when my grandmother flew all the way from Australia to Colorado church. I was homeless in LA, and I told them I wanted to be there at the church and be there and meet the family and go there for a reunion. Plus I wanted to talk about the Ramsey case. But when I told Uncle Neil about John Benet Ramsey, because I know it was her, because of the numerous calls, because when they said you fix America first and the Antichrist comes first in Christian Outreach Centers, basically, let me see if I'm still taping. Yep. Okay, so what happens is, raised in the Christian church, like they said, fix America first and the Antichrist comes first. Well, when I'm in an awakening dream, my Heavenly Father, wild, beautiful, ecstasy feeling, and fingertips of Jesus like stroking my face like this, just I could see the fingertips, and he said, "I'm sorry if it wasn't fair," but I couldn't figure out who told me that Adelaide was upside down and Cordell was next to me, and they were sleeping, but the golden light, and then the golden glittered man. Facebook, it's Jay. So basically, what happens is, yeah, when I said go away, then in Christ, because I was like, you said if you work for me, have all your dreams, everything you wanted more, and I was like, well, I wanted to be a sex symbol, sexy, like Madonna, female Australian Madonna, and be a pop star and ego, and I was feeling pure Holy Spirit, and I was like, no, you're tempting me away from the Holy Spirit, because not saying Madonna or anything's perverted or sexual or anything wrong or anything like that. I'm just, because she's very spiritual, and I love you, Madonna. Just very sexual, and the Holy Spirit's like pure, like Jesus wasn't sexual. That's why he wasn't a nerd. He was full of the Holy Spirit. It wasn't sexual tempting, and the Holy Spirit, he was conceived of the Holy Spirit. He didn't leave me. But see, when I was awakened and the Holy Spirit was with me, but then when I'm thrown to the walls and the casting couches of LA and the acting industry, and they all want to fuck you and coke you out and everything, and you just want to be with Jesus and Wit, but you divorce your husband over Wit, because of the hug of Satan, Angel, and the hug lightning bolt, on the Mayday radio station from Calvary Chapel, and this was in June '97. And basically, I studied Wit's songs for so long, and she's worshipping Wit, and she's shooting up, junkie and bad, hypocrite, mental ward, losing out, and they've been raped, murdered, and killed, and they've got this guy's walking in, he's going like this with his teeth, and Satan's telling me that he's credits in the teeth, and he's got that, and it's like, because I'm waiting for Cordell, and there's a guy that looks sort of like Cordell, and the guy's got a nose like Whitfield, and playing like Joe all day, and drugs, and about Alexander Curse and witchcraft, and things about hex-boyfriends. Not ex-boyfriends, hex-boyfriends. Because I'm going to show you information in film, because I'm in my Madison one and all. If I'm mad and crazy, so what? Well, maybe it's possible. Like, how do you explain why we're here? It's fucking straitjacket material. Sorry for my swearing. But, basically, when I do my world testimony and judgment on film, it's like you're going to have, like, I don't know how it's going to be in, like, a big car drive-in cinema theatre, and you're going to have all what I'm going through at the time, and then we're going to have me narrating, okay, now let's see what Satan was saying at the time, let's see what Jesus was doing and thinking, and the angels and God, what was happening with the ex-boyfriend, or the boyfriend I was with, or what was going on with Adelaide's life, what was going on with the witchcraft and the spells against me, and the angels against me, that if I'm chosen and I'm out, and I won't fail, because I'm the chosen called, like Moses wouldn't fail, even though he sent roaming madness and a murderer 40 years later after leading the people free. But basically, I was called, like, God glued a gold man, and everyone took that away from me. And if I could have married Jesus because of, Jackie one time shooting up, this guy 30 different, bleeding all over on this arm, couldn't find a vein 30 times on this arm, turning the right arm, 30 punch holes again, trying to find a vein, this guy loved me, all these different names of whoever I've slept with. And I've slept with lots, but I haven't felt that many. But, what was I saying? Jesus is a jealous God. But no, I don't know, just ego out. Anyway, so basically, when I said I could have married Jesus, and I also got blood, and, junkie judgment, I was like, look at that, you want me to get high and all that sort of stuff. But he's like, because I said 30, 40 different guys' names, and I said I could have married Jesus, and I get blood. It's like, it's just a stupid sign. It's like me at the pokies today when I'm saying, but he could have married Jesus. But basically, if that's the case, but Uncle Neil failed. He told me to find my own church. He wasn't going to help me because his father raped me, his brother raped me, and his brother's wife's father molested and raped me. And they didn't take my virginity, but they did everything else disgusting. And basically, and then my grandmother put my grandfather's photo on the wall, and mine was on the cupboard with the whole family tree was on the wall. And I came around, and she wouldn't let me stay there and sleep there, and she'd belt me and call me a whore like my mother when I was 8 years old. And she didn't show me too much care and love, but always busy making wedding cakes and Lifeline, and just always gave me that look and asked me what was going on, so I shouldn't be going to bed with men, like laying with my grandfather all the time. But she came and pulled the sheets back one time, and he just moved his hand away, and she put the lights back on. But basically, when I came and got my photo and put it on the wall with my kids and my family tree, my kids were on the wall, and my grandfather's photo on the wall, everyone else in the whole family was, my cousins, aunts, uncles, my grandmother's wedding photos, my brother, my dad, my cousins, my nieces, I was in the cupboard, so I put my phone on the wall. I came back the next day, it was off the wall and back in the cupboard. She'd even taken my photograph down and wouldn't even have me on the wall. And I wondered, would she get into heaven for doing that? You know what I mean? And that's a grandmother, innocent old lady, And I just want to say one thing, Uncle Neil, you will have to, according to it said not to sue in the Bible, but, there's one point, because when I was doing lines where I asked you for help, when I said to you that I needed help with my rent ministry, how am I going to pay my rent? And you told me to find my own church, which I had found, the Lighthouse Gold Coast School of Music, and which is EJ Lemdrew. Thanks to Ugly Kid Joe. Goddamn Satan band led me straight to Santa Barbara, and I could have married Guns N' Roses drummer Matt Sorum beforehand, but he wanted me to come to America and do Playboy there, and I said, no, I'm doing Playboy straight. He goes, no, you can do it in America. I said, you can't guarantee that. It's been my dream before a groupie. And it worked out that I ended up going there, and Ugly Kid Joe, Goddamn Devil, Angels, Whitfield Crane, Santa Barbara band, Gold Coast School of Music, because I'm from the Gold Coast. EJ and Black Singing invited me to Lighthouse Church, same science of mine, Ernest Holmes, which is the power of thought, of positive affirmation and everything. And So, let me just tell you that when you said you wouldn't help me and you couldn't help me, and you could have prepared me to be in ministry, I could have been a great minister. I could have been holy. Would have been kept holy. You could have supported me in the ministry like you do when you get ministers chosen. But no, I'd make you look bad, wouldn't I? Because you never talk about incest in your family and bring it to light. And then all of a sudden, what happened? Jodie got divorced from her husband. When a minister's daughter gets divorced, I mean, that doesn't happen. That's a minister's daughter. It's supposed to be like taboo, in a way. All of a sudden she got divorced when Jesus comes to me, and it's like, well, my incest niece, well, my daughter's worthy and whatever, and she was married to Cordell and children, so maybe my daughter, I can get her ready for Jesus. If he takes the niece, he can take the next one in the family. That's because I didn't trust anybody, and that's what I thought of you. So basically, when you tell me to find a church, and I told you I'm going to sue church, and what happens when I ask for help, and I need lawyers to get Adelaide back and defend me, and I'm in a hotel, they wanted to pray for me. No money to take around for a lawyer, or give me a house to live in, or a place to stay. And I'm telling you, I'm 4 months pregnant, sleeping on the street with my son. No one showed up, but you went to Colorado and saw Adelaide and had a meeting with my daughter, without flying me there to get a meeting with, so I can see my daughter after going fucking goddamn mad that Satan's raped and killed my daughter every fucking day. And these guys have got picking their teeth, and the Satan's telling me they've got a clit in their teeth because they've got collect trophies with clits, the sick fucking clit club, trophy little slaughter slayers, evil. And I haven't even cleared my mind yet. And I will tell you what's insanity and beyond is that basically I forgive Satan for everything that's ever made a fool of me and the crazy things I've done, and I forgive myself, and I hope you forgive me too. Okay, but I will make you laugh. And when you see what's going on, and if I'm crazy, I'm crazy. But yeah, I'm crazy about you. So peace, love, and blessings. Take care. And, growing old and just burning away and fading away, grey and growing old. Centerfolds don't want to grow old and wrinkly and everything, and trying to adjust with my overweight. But I'm getting back to the gym. And I'm getting my dentures soon, and like I said, I'm getting injected bipolar medicine where I'm not supposed to feel sex. My Dr. Jar said, "Are you still having sex?" I said, "No, because that medicine's supposed to stop that." I've got a hot 10-year toy boy lover, and he's fully sexual all the time, and loves sex, and I'm numb, and it's all the abuse I've had and everything like that. But I love my boyfriend. I've stopped being a hoe because I love him. I'm deeply in love with him, but I really miss Witt's hug, and I want to save him. I can't forget the hug, and it's not about sexuality anymore because I'm basically done with that, and it's not a casting couch, it's not orgy anymore, it's not nothing. It's basically my spirit, Holy Spirit, and I want to be good, and I want something sacred and pure. But Jay's a swinger, and he loves to watch, and he wants me to be with his mates, and I don't want to because I'm a one-woman man like I was with Cordell when he was away. I was faithful to him for the whole year to the end of my marriage. Then before we were married, I played up a couple of times, but yeah. Anyway, so, and even Jay, he's just, not into going downtown all the time, but he does do it. But when you're at home and sleep with different guys, he doesn't really want to go downtown. But when he does, it makes me that's my, oh God. And if I can say something about my self-defense, when you see my waking, and if you can say incest is like, it's disgusting or whatever, but it's like, well, sorry, that's how I was raised, and that's what was believed, and that's what demons came on me as I was defending myself by saying why would it happen, because basically when you're walking in Santa Barbara and you go into a sex shop and you're on a no egg diet because you want to, not robbing and stealing from the nest, you want to return Adelaide to you from being robbed from the nest, so I wouldn't eat eggs to see if I would rob and steal from the nest. It wasn't rob and steal from me. With Roberta, Jimmy Crockett, James, her grandfather's stepmother, who lost her daughter through adoption. That's not Nelson mum at 4 years old. Adelaide never saw me do drugs, ever. And I certainly wasn't doing the needle then. And basically, what was happening was affectionately anyway, I don't care. And I was still going to church every Sunday. I didn't give a fuck what anyone says. And yes, I believe, as my information has come to me, that JFK was a junkie with Marilyn. Ooh, and if I'm wrong, the information's come to me and it's a rumour and it's a lie and it's, oh, how dare she? Well, let's just ask Nancy if she's still alive, or, anybody who knew him that was alive that could say, did he ever, what is the big thing at college? Cramming, study and do your assignments and stay up and cram all night. You got to do your essay, and you do speed, and everyone does that, we have to stay awake, It wasn't to seek and destroy and fuck up our lives, which is what what you think. That's the evil part about it, is because there's one video where this guy goes, crack, it's going to seek, destroy and kill everyone, and it's like, don't make lots of money, da da da. Yeah, that's an evil way of doing it, but I really believe in my heart that Satan would medicated himself and needed medicine to feel better, because he had not the Holy Spirit anymore, and I know what that feels like, to be kicked out of the Holy Spirit feeling and be down in this demon dirty world, and be doing things wrong, and not feeling when you've come from a holy place and being in the Holy Spirit and being in that love in the church and in a respectful way, and marriage and children, and everything's been blamed on you, and the curses, and you fall in the pit, and Satan. But see, Satan's got to have all those feelings inside him that carry those feelings to feel that way. So I believe he medicated and thought, and ecstasy is perfected a pill, but that's in the 90s, in the 80s, like ecstasy today is shit. Except for America, got good drugs. But, so, and yes, DiCaprio, I would love to do Marilyn Monroe with you. I thought about you as, whatever, but, it's like, thinking about being an actor, like, yeah, I know I got it when I trained, but I just haven't acted for 10 years, and, if I blew it with I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, that's okay, because, maybe one day I might, but it was just something to try and elevate me from my dressing room, trailer hood trash. But it's a classic, because, there's some good people at the caravan park, and there's a lot of, poor people out there that need dogs, places to put their dogs, and Bob is a very kind manager and landlord. He's got beautiful oil painting of Jesus above his bed, and, he's a really beautiful man, and kind and generous and everything, and, so, what I'm saying is, he can be nasty too. He got me put back in mental health, injection and stuff like that, which I'm trying to get away from and stop it, because that's why I have to get to America. But I'm in love with Jay, and Jay wants to stay here with his family and be taking over his father's business. His father's about to, not about to, but it's his third heart attack, and he's just had a stent put through. And when he goes to heaven, his dad's leaving him his mother's. I mean, lots of money. Sorry, someone's knocking at the door and Jay's in the background. But, and he doesn't want to leave his dad. He wants to be close to his daughters, and, got, a fire on the brain, which is, comas and traumatic stuff, and he's got his own problems. He's put on weight from being Seroquel, sleeping and all that stuff, because he has a sleeping disorder. He stays up, he can't think, he's got too much energy, like me. When I got the bipolar injection wears off, I have a lot of energy, I talk fast normally, I eat fast, and I don't like this mental health drug, and they don't know what it is, and I'd love them to all have an injection just to know exactly what it was. But I thank God for the doctors, because I did get put in hospital a couple of weeks ago. I had too much stress because I hadn't had an orgasm. And I gave, it wasn't crazy, I was giving attitude, because I'm sitting there with mental health, and this beautiful lady comes up with blonde hair and cute and tall, and she's like, talking like I'm a spastic. Oh, you need help? And trying to make me out like I'm just, fuck off, I'm not a spastic. Fucking, it's like they put that vibe on you to be mental health and the drugs, and put that in that character on you, that stimulation. I'm just a paycheck to them, and to keep me down. The demons, whatever, for whatever you think about me, that's okay for my punishment from God. But like I said, this lady, Saint Dimfna, is actually a mental health angel, like overseer, and even though I always call Jesus for everything and my immediate problems and getting me out of hell, and I don't mean to disrespect angels and all the other saints, but yeah, I hear voices sometimes. It's like, and I hear choir, and I hear music, and I see visions, and I try to explain that to people, and a lot of the time it's like craziness and you can't explain it. Like, imagine being off your face on Satan's drug, and you're trying to report a pedophile, and you're trying to say that they're just raped, killed, you think they might be pedophiles, sex offenders, druggies, raping and needling out kids, and doing that with a whole agency and a gay group and all that, and investigating and all that, and you're high trying to tell the cops when you're high and rattling on and make sense out of madness, and you've just been terrified for your life on the street, no respect and everything, you've got child on you, and it's like, and then they put their demons on you so you can't speak, which is why one of my girlfriend's daughter has been accused of her harming her daughter, because she was trying to baptize her after she's been raped by somebody, and the churches, the social services docs and the police department said the little girl could go back and live in the house with the man. It's like going and say no capital punishment, no punishment for whatever pedophile intent you think I am or whatever, which I haven't done, and I trust myself, and even though I don't babysit, I wouldn't do it anyway, because that transfer Satan's spell under his medicine, and then you've done it, because the demon wants to do it, and then you get bored and you cross the line. No, I've got a teen stripe grown hair back. I don't even want to lick pussy, especially if it's bald, to get sick, because I want to get well, and my testimony will save a lot of lives, and hopefully save yours, and hopefully you can just go, oh my God, she's disgusting and gross. Whatever, it doesn't matter, it does matter, because I want to clear my name, and I want my Holy Spirit back, and whether I'm going to survive down here on earth and cause the whole world to have animals to be extinct and bring on the peaceful accusation that my imaginary world, what I would create for Jesus as a peaceful person, to want to have a sword fight with Satan to bring it down. But if I chose Satan over Jesus to marry or be with, I can't, because I got sciatic nerve dancing for Wet Crane, all night on repeat and mental health high. So why would I get sciatic nerve dancing, punished, it's like hard for me. So I try to enjoy your things, but like I said, Mr. Ramsey, you will have to face me, and you haven't even apologized to me for what I'm going through. No one respects it. Psychics are used for cases of finding things out. How do you think those bodies are found in creeks and all those things? Because of fishes, even the snakes that crawl on the ants have eyes to see. And where do you think that? Because everything sees all. Flies on the wall, everything, even creatures, but in the extinction of all, like the dinosaurs. I mean, I didn't read anywhere in the Bible about the dinosaurs, but they're obviously there because of the bones and everything they've found. It's ridiculous. How could you just make all those big bones and just plant that for some historic, you just can't do it. It can't be that faked out. It's definitely got to be there, caveman that. But, it's like we need more information. And he says that there shall be other gods before me, so there must be other gods. And then who created God over that? It's just definitely a straitjacket material, because figuring out how we got here and how the existence of this from nothing to something is like, it's impossible. It is insanity. And if heaven was perfect, why was Satan kicked out, and why was there argument, and why was there jealousy? If heaven's supposed to be perfect and heaven was there and that's when it came from, is heaven now heaven better? Heaven, there's no more, they've changed that? No, because God's killing the kids. Don't say that. God didn't kill the kids, we do. I said, what do you mean we do? I don't. What kind of church is this? And basically, that I don't, and in my instance, like, it was like an oral guide, lick, it wasn't like to finger, rape, or vibrate, or let a man rape, do anything. And when I first had my shaving, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a little kid again, I look like a kid. I was playing by myself, looking in the mirror, I had my own, shaved, and, and I'd say to my clients, or my boyfriends, or lovers, or whatever, whoever, I was with at the party at the time, no, you can't, no fingers, no everything, but let me have my orgasm first, because what I want is just a licking God, licking oral fixation. There's no penetration or fingering or vibrators or toys, because that's my little girl to me, and I wouldn't want to do that. So, and I wouldn't go and kill and rape her, murder her, or throw her out to the garbage and leave her out to the street and dump her in the street and shame her and belt her and abuse her, tie her to cupboards and starve her and leave her in rag clothes. She'd be a princess all the way. And there is people in incest families that are very rich, and they have actually, even some of them point out their kids, and some people sell their kids. My girlfriend wants to sell her baby to the highest bidder, and I was going to share my baby orally with, wealthy, well-to-do, secret society people, because the demons took me there. So I know what it's like, and I'm not afraid to testify, because I can only go up from here. And how I get up is by letting you know what I'm feeling, what I'm going through, what demon saving souls and saving lives, insanity, and saving this world, and healing, and understanding what I went through as a witness to Jesus and being called to ministry. And I do apologize to Mrs. Green and Maria. I'm so sorry for anything embarrassing you, but I really love Jay, and I'm sorry. And he's dealing hard with it, and he's got depression over me, but he loves you so much. And if I'm not the one for him and I'm embarrassing, I'm so sorry. I love you. You're so beautiful, and I wish I had a mother like you. You're so beautiful and kind and loving and beautiful, and just, your son is so, he even puts the aftershave on to take out the garbage. He's beautiful with all his eyes. He's a beautiful boy, and I love him, and I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to go now. All right, bye.